Recording. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Just a second. Screen share. Yeah. अरे यार, share. Okay, let's start. Okay, we discussed so many activities till previous classes. Anyone having any doubts or you want to me to repeat something? Is there something we are missing? Because going forward again, you'll face issues understanding the same things. I think I have to delete the old. So no one is having any doubts. I can go forward, right? If you have doubts while you're practicing, also you can ping me on WhatsApp. We can connect and we can clarify that is there. But just asking. So this is our data factory. Fine. This was pipeline 3, which have created with parameters. Nice. Okay. Today, first we'll create a new pipeline. We'll see how to use the delete activity. Fine. We yes. Okay. So we'll go to delete. You can see the delete activity here. So just drag and drop the delete activity here, the same way you do with other activities. You can name this. Go to source. It is asking for a data set. So basically, how delete activity works is you want to delete, say, uh, some file or some folder. If you want to delete all the contents of a folder, you create a data set such that it is pointing at a folder. So whenever you point the data set at that folder, everything inside that folder will delete it. So then you'll have a doubt that when we should use this, why do you want to delete everything from that? We'll only we will only place this delete activity such that after the processing of the file, we'll delete something. It is not like whenever you want, I mean, it is not like ad hoc basis or something like that. You are deleting everything. Only thing is there may be scenarios where you take the file which is very large in size, you are processing it, you want to delete that after processing the file. So in that cases, you will place this delete activity at the end of the pipeline, like and at end of the see we had this in pipeline 2 we had so many activities, right? After processing all this file, if you want to place a delete activity here, the primary file or the first file which you are having it, that you can delete. That is the use of this delete activity. So you can use it for anything, but in real time scenario, that what happens, since just to save on storage or anything, if you are getting a large file, say you are getting a file which is around 1 GB or 2 GB or 3 GB or more than that also. So if you want to delete the file because you want to save on space or anything, then you can, after processing everything, since you got your output of the file, you can delete the first file. So for this, we need to create a data set. First, we'll go to storage account and see which which folder or files we can delete without creating an issue. Archana say 22. I think today I should clean up and output data is fine. We'll delete something from the output data only. In output container, there are two files. We can delete these two files from output data. So we'll create a data set here itself. Here you can create a new data set, say new, and I would say Azure Data Lake Gen Storage Gen 2, and we'll go to link service, storage account 1, that only we can use. So it is asking for folder. So I want to delete everything in output folder. I'll say okay, okay. Okay, so here I have not specified. Hi, Abhilash. So here I have not specified any file or anything. So it will delete everything in my output data folder. Okay, so let's see that here I have pointed to that. Uh, when it says here file path type, it is asking, right? So file path in dataset. Dataset is where you open. Here it is a file path. So as per this file path, it will delete everything, right? Okay. Then we go to logging settings. So here it will give me an option to uh, maintain a logging file as per the deletion. Since we are deleting it, we should have a backup of what files are being deleted, what time. So it is just asking me to where to put that log file account to this. So logging account linked service, we can use the same link service and we can put a folder path. I'll put this logging file in input data only. So whenever delete is done, when the files are deleted, it will put a log file there where you can check and see that what files are deleted at what time. Okay. So here I did not do anything. I just created a data set which is pointing at my location. So here it is output data file name. So it will delete everything in in that folder. We'll just publish it and run and debug. It is getting published. Let's see, publish completed. Close this, we'll validate and debug and we'll see. Okay, we'll go back to this. So we have deleted everything in the output data container. So there is no data. It says, do you want to run some checks or continue issues? Because there is no data in this output container. It is showing like this. Fine. So what we have done, we deleted everything from the output data. So that is done. So now what we'll do, we'll change it and see that we create only .txt files in input data. So here when you come to this activity, there is something called wildcard file path. So when you click this, it will ask me for a wildcard file name. So you can say star.txt, which will delete all the txt files from the same folder. Here we will select output folder, we'll select input folder instead of this. So it will try for .txt files in this and it will delete. We'll run the same. Come back here. Okay, publish all. So it is published. So we'll validate and debug this so that it will run and we'll see whether it's working or not. Okay, we'll go back to this, refresh. There should not be .txt file in this after this. So that txt file got deleted. So this is how you can do it. If you want a particular file to be deleted, then also what you can do is when you're creating a data set, you can point that file. That will happen when see you are getting see for example, take there is some service which is putting the file with same name in the folder from where you are processing that file. So you want to delete that file from that folder. So if it is coming from the same name or if it is getting only the file with today's date and all, say today's date with timestamp or today's date plot.txt, if it is coming in that format, you can just delete it. That's how you do it, because we do it is open this. When you say here file name, you can just say add dynamic content and put a today's date. If you are getting a file with today's date, whenever in that folder you find a file with today's date, it will delete it. Generally, after the processing of the file, we'll delete everything. Or else you have one option. For delete only, you can find this data set, right? So in data set, you create a parameter. You create a parameter, and into that parameter, you read the file while processing from the data. Okay, we'll do this while creating a real-time scenario. I'm just explaining. What we'll do is I'll create a sheet, for example. So here the scenario is first, say first, copy the file from folder. It picks up the file from the folder, then it processes the file. Then after processing, the delete activity deletes the file from the folder. So actually the delete activity would not know what the file name is or anything. So here you can get the name from the copy folder itself. While reading it or getting it, what you will do is basically this scenario will build again, because I'll make a scenario or a real-time scenario with all the activities we've learned. What we'll do is we will find the name of the file while processing the file. Then we'll pass that into the parameter into the delete file, delete activity. So here delete activity also in this data set, you can create parameter which you can name as file to be deleted. You can't put a space, string value only. So when you come here, it will ask me file to be deleted. So from here in parameter, you can get the name of the file from get metadata activity. If you're having this here, get metadata activity. Okay, if your get metadata activity is pointing at a particular file in a folder, then that name will come as output, right? So from this delete activity, you can read the output of get metadata activity, and you can delete that file. Okay, then the whatever steps I have discussed, that will be in middle of this get metadata activity and delete. So what we'll do is whatever file we are processing, the name of the file we will uh, read before this process with get metadata activity. We already understood what get metadata activity will do, what all it can do in last classes, right? So with get metadata activity, we'll read the file name, then that file will get processed, and that file name will get the file name into the delete activity from get metadata activity, and we will delete it. So that also we can do if we are not hard coding the file name, or we don't know what the file name is. Okay, so that we can do. That is to delete activity. Just that on some condition, it can delete all the files in a folder or a particular file. That's what delete activity can do. Okay, so we'll delete this. Special. Okay, we'll delete this parameter. It is giving issues.
So just one question.
Yes.
Before deleting, I
Yeah.
mean, this is a transformation, right? Um, where we can check that, or how we can check that whether that file is processed, the processing is done successfully, then we can delete the data,
Uh,
something like that.
Successfully. So
Mm,
successfully means the process has completed successfully means you what are the conditions, for example, if you successfully it is done, because you can place the delete activity after all the activities, right? It can be anything.
yeah.
Say copy activity, say there is something, some filter activity. So this will come after all these activities. This just for an example. So all this activity will process your file. Say it will process your file. After that, you're putting the delete activity. So if you are saying only when the file is processed correctly, it should get deleted, right? So for example, give me a condition. You will build a condition where you are checking that whether the file is processed correctly or not. What is the requirement? Like, how will you know that the process is file is correctly or not? Say you are getting some CSV file at your source. If you are processing it, after that you have to create a JSON file. So JSON file would be placed in some folder. Okay, so the same way you can use a get metadata activity here and see whether that file is placed in that folder or not, and then you can delete the older uh, file with this delete activity. I am asking, like, what can be the condition? Like, you say that fulfilling the file, like it is processed successfully or not. What can be the condition? Just give me an example. It depends. What we build the activities here will depend on that. If you want to see the contents of the file, for that we'll put the check activity, something like lookup activity here, and we'll see whether the content is there in that file or not. If you say after processing, the file would be somewhere more than 100 MB, then we can put the
Mhm.
same get metadata activity here only, where it will check the size of the file. We got something, right? See, in get metadata activity, we have in child list, say we'll put something in, okay, we'll select the other thing. We have something called field list, right? In this, we have so many things. Item type, item size also we have, item name, type, modified, size we have. It will get the size of the file. So basing on the condition you asked, right? If the file is processed successfully only, then we should do delete. So we'll define what it is to become successful, right? Size should be this much, or it name should be this much, or the file has placed in a particular folder. That we'll check by using the activities only, and then we can proceed to delete. Got it? Did I
Yeah.
clear your doubt, or I made it more
Yeah, yeah, that is
complicated?
fine. That is fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Did I
Okay.
make it more complicated?
No, probably we need to learn more things,
Yeah.
more other
See,
transition
see, that's
transformations.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It is like same thing using the same transformations only. Actually, I'll tell you what. See, we'll get a scenario, then you'll understand. See here, what I'm saying is, I'll add your scenario also. So what you are asking is, one is just copy the file, then two is process the CSV file. We'll define this. Then three is, if my target or scenario is to create a JSON file after processing the CSV file and put the JSON file, place the JSON file in XYZ folder, and uh, size should be more than 10 MB. Okay, then what I am saying is, here for this scenario where I am checking for the whether the file has come here into this folder or not, and I am checking the size also. What I'll do is I'll use get metadata activity. So using get metadata activity, what you can do, you can find out the whether the file is there or not, and you can find the file's size also. Here, when you use get metadata activity, I'll show you. Generally, when you use it, when you have field list here, right? So when you have field list, you can see whether the file is existing or not. When you say exists, you will define whether the particular file name is there or not. That will define in dataset. Or else, if you want size for that particular file, you'll find the size. In the output of this get metadata activity, it will show the size of the file. You will put some condition again here to check the size of the file. You can use an if condition or if activity. We'll discuss if activity today. We can put an if condition activity. If the size is more than this, you will delete the file, or if the file size is less than this, you'll keep the file. That will define an if condition and do it. So any condition we can find out, based on the condition we can use this and find out this, and use an if condition, or by that we can build a tree like activity here, and we can place delete at the end of the thing. All at the end of everything, we'll place a delete thing. That is also dependent on our use case scenario only. Okay. We'll build some use cases, I mean, real-time scenarios using all the five or six activities we built, then we'll clearly understand. Okay, this is delete activity. Okay, so yeah, next we'll go to, there's a simple activity called wait activity. Generally, this is a simple activity where it is just used to give some time between different activities. So when I place this wait activity, you go to the settings. Here you can name this wait activity anything. Description you can put it here. When you go to settings, you will just define how much time it should, the pipeline should wait at this wait activity. If you say 100 seconds, what will happen is when the control completes the activity, it will just wait for 100 seconds, then it will move forward. For example, say here you have delete activity, here you have wait activity. Say we have different activities here, copy activity. And then we have some get metadata activity here. Okay, so when we have these activities as a pipeline, first get metadata activity will do its work, then copy data activity will do its work. When it comes to wait, since we have defined that wait activity should have 100 seconds, here it will take 100 seconds time and then only it will move forward. That is a simple example. Today we'll build one pipeline in that we'll use wait activity, then we'll understand why are we just waiting, why are you wasting time on this wait activity. Okay, we'll use that. I'm just want to define that. Okay, then we have set variable activity. Uh, pipeline for, okay. Okay, in last class, before class, we created some parameters, right? The same way we can create variables in this pipeline. When we click on this on the canvas, here you will get parameters, variables, and settings, right? In parameters, we created parameters and we sent values using this into data set. Then it went to link service, then it went to pipeline and all, right? So that we can do, and we can create variables also for this particular pipeline. If we create a variable, say the variable name is a, we'll say variable 1, we can put some default value. Okay, we can use the variable like a parameter only. Like parameter is like it is local to a pipeline, or there's a different parameter for a data set, then parameter at the linked service level or at the pipeline level, right? So a variable can be used throughout the pipeline wherever it is going. Say there are different activities. So basically, if you have some programming background, you'll understand that variable is a place where you can store some value. When I say variable, here I can store some default value, say 151. This is just the, if I storing it as string, it is string value. I can store it as an integer also. If I put integer and say 151 value, the value of my variable 1 is 151 value. Okay. So then say we are building so many pipelines and we can use the variable here and there. And there is some scenario in the way in the pipeline where we can use this set variable activity, where we can use this set variable activity to change the value of the variable or to redefine the value of the variable. Just for example, say at the starting of the pipeline, the variable value is 151. Here the variable value is 151, right? So you have the same way you have some activities like say copy activity. Same way I'm saying we have some get metadata activity and all. After this, you are using the variable here and it is coming here. Here you understand that you have to change the value of the variable. You place this activity here, set variable here. and say name. We'll select this variable 1 and we'll change this value to 161 here. Okay, then we'll move forward with this pipeline. So set variable activity is basically used to define the value of the variable. Okay, it can define like hard coded value also, or the same way you can redefine the value. Say if you use add dynamic content, you have system variables, not system variables, variables, right? If you have variable and you have functions and you have math function of add add of variable 1 comma 10. So okay, here if you want to create a new variable which should be 10 times more than the variable created here. See here the variable is var1, right? So if you are putting the variable as if you want to just change the value to 161, you can do it here. If you want to create a new variable, say variable 2 with integer value only, and you want to it should be say more than 10 points or 10 numbers greater than variable 1. You can say functions, go to math function, add, you say variables, add variable 1 comma and say 10. When you say okay, the output of this set variable become the value of this variable will become variable 2 will become 151, whatever the variable 151 plus value 10. So here we'll define the values of variable like this. Okay, so mm, we can do that also. We'll use this set variable today also in this until activity. There you will get some understanding. I'm just giving this brief introduction on these activities. Now we'll build a different you'll use until activity where we'll use all these activities in combination for a use case scenario. So if condition activity is simple, in this other than programming languages like not similar to programming languages, here we have only two options. In if condition we have true or false. First we'll define what is the condition would be, what is the expression, what are we comparing. If that expression gives me true, I'll define what happens in true. The same way we have done for each activity. For each item, we are defining what will happen in this inside, right? I'll tell you how this works. Just a second. So when you say if condition, there are two things, true, false, right? So if say you have an expression and say if the file name is equal to Abhi or yeah, the same thing. If file name is some name called Abhi, then what you'll define is in true, you will say copy the file. If file name is, then if it is false, what you'll do is you will wait, or you'll not copy, or you'll leave the false like that only. So whenever you put this same thing, the scenario is whenever you're getting a file with name Abhi, it should be copied to a different location. When you come here, what you define in the expression, you will say if the file name is equal to Abhi, or in a condition, you'll have some functions called logical functions here. When you say this, it is a dynamic content where you'll define what the expression should be. When you say add dynamic content, here you'll go to functions and say logical functions, which where you have something called equals, right? You just hover on this, it will show you how to use this. So you give it two values and see if that equal or not. So it is saying, see, parameter value you can check, returns true if two values are equal. For example, if parameter 1 is FOO, the following expression would return true. So equals pipeline dot parameter and also, right? So here what you will do is you will use this function and you will compare some value is coming from parameter, right? So parameter and parameter value, and you will compare this value to Abhi. So file name via parameter it is coming, you will compare it to Abhi. If this is equal, you will define what will happen in this true block. How this true block works, you'll click on this. Here you will create a copy activity the same way we have done in for each activity, right? For each activity, what did we do for each item? We have defined a copy activity inside it. For every item, it will do the copy activity. Here, what is happening is i- here, as per the condition, if it is true, it will go to true block. We will define what will happen in true block. Okay, if it is false, it will go to false. We will define what will happen in false. Okay, you'll get more clarity. Now, what I'll do is I'll make use of this until activity. So the scenario is old scenario only. So we have a folder location. Uh, Check if the file is present in the folder location. If file is present in the folder location, then copy the file. If the file is not present in there, if file is not present there, wait for 10 seconds and check again. This is a scenario. There is some file that is coming into particular folder location whose name is abc.csv. Whenever this file comes to this location, what my requirement is to copy this file to a different location, say folder 2. Copy this file to different location. If the file is not there, if the file is not present in the folder location, what it should do, it should wait for 10 seconds and again check. If it is there, then it will go. Okay. So we'll build this using all the activities we have already learned. For this, we'll learn a new activity called until activity. So we have something called until activity, right? So until activity, we'll use it here. First, what we have to do is we'll create a variable in the pipeline. uh, the variable's name is file exists. I am defining the variable name is file exists, and uh, it is a boolean value. I am putting as false. Okay, I am declaring the boolean value file exists as boolean. Boolean is it will have only two values, true or false. In this, I am declaring this file exists value as false by default. Okay, so in until activity, what I'll do is until activity, first I have settings. In settings, I have to check whether the uh, expression, okay, here I have to get the value of the variable here. Okay, dynamic content, just a second. File exists here. What I'll do, okay, here in until function, I'll have to find the, what I'll do is I'll find the value of this variable only. So here what I'll do, first I'll use a function called bool. It will convert the function to bool. In this, I'll place the variable. Okay, it will convert this into bool. Okay, it'll say okay. Whatever it is, the file exists value, it will convert into bool function and say whether it is true or false. If it is true, whether it is true or false, until it is false, this until activity will run. When it is true, it will stop. That's what the meaning is. Say until activity will run until it is false. Whenever it is true, it will stop, right? Okay. So I'll go to activities. it is false, right? Then what should I do? I should go to activities and see. Just a second. Here I'll create a data set to read the file name first. I have to put a file in the folder, right? So I have input data folder, abc.csv, right? So abc.csv is here. What I'll do is I'll download this and delete this. I'll upload when it is working. Delete. Okay, so I'll create a data set to point at that file. Activity, linked service, same thing. Folder, input data. Okay. Here I'll say okay. Then inside the data set, I'll say it should check for abc.csv. Okay, so when I say publish, okay, let this be here, pipeline close. Here, what I'll do is I'll use get metadata activity. Using get metadata activity, with this until activity, what I'll do is I'll get the name of the file type. We'll see if the file is exists or not. Okay, if it is exists, it will give me this. So until activity is pointing at abc.csv file. So output of this get metadata activity, if it is existing, it will give me true. If it is not existing, it will give me false. Okay, so every time when you go into this until activity, this get metadata activity will go to the folder, check for abc.csv file, and give the output whether it is there or not. So here I'm checking as field list as exists, right? So the output of this get metadata activity will be true or false. So I will need to do this true, or I will need to use this output of this get metadata activity. So for that, I will use if condition. When I using the output of this if condition, I am saying expression is activity output. Okay, so activity output of this activity, if it is true, if the file is there, what should I do? I should do a copy of this file as per our requirement. Okay, our file is, we will use the same data set until activity data set. We'll read the file name and we'll put it in a different folder. We'll create data set for the same CSV file storage account. We will put it in output container. Output container, it will not show, I guess, here because there are no files there. Okay, in input data only, I'll create a folder. In dummy folder, it need to copy the abc.csv file. Okay, in dummy folder, it is there, something is there. Okay, fine. We'll create this. or CSV. Okay, here it should paste a abc.csv file. This is a sync operation. Okay, so this copy data is put in if condition true activity, right? So if I am going to if condition false activity, what I have to do, I have to define something in false. Here what I'll do, I will put a wait condition. Wait, I'll say it has to wait for 10 seconds and try again. Okay. And here until activity is there, that is this is publish. Wait. We'll again open and see what we have done. Okay, in if condition, what we'll do is in if condition, what we'll do is we uh, copy this file and what we'll do is we'll create a set variable and in set variable we will select the variable we will file exist variable, we'll make it as true. So default, the value of this file exists variable by default is false, right? Whenever the get metadata has found that the file is there and it has come to this, we should make this as true so that the until will not run again. So I am making this as true, or else we can, yeah, we can make this true and say publish. Okay. So we'll go again and see what we have done. Till activity is good. Pipeline. So what should happen is in until activity, we have put a get metadata activity if condition. What happens is in until activity, we are checking the value of this variable called file exists, whether it is false or not. Until it is false, this will run. Okay. When the value of this file exists variable till when it will be false or when it will be true, when it will go, when we go into this until activity, when it is false, right, this until activity, it will go inside this it will go to get metadata activity. What will this get meta activity will do? It has to get the it has to go to the folder and see whether the file is existing or not. So if the file is there, what is the output this get metadata activity will give? It will give true. If it is true, what this set variable will do, it will put the status of the set variable activity to true. Then next time until won't run and it will copy the file from that location to different location. Okay. If the output of this get metadata activity equal to false, then what will happen? It will go to wait activity, wait for 10 seconds, it will come out and again this until will run. We'll check the same, we'll check and if there is anything we can change. Validate, debug. So until is running, we don't have that abc.csv file in our uh, location, input location. So it is checking for if condition file. If condition again, you'll see what is happening. If condition failed, just a second. Okay, evaluate if condition unable to process expression. So we'll change the expression in if condition. If condition activity is true, if condition. Okay, we'll find the output of this. First, we'll terminate this, we'll cancel this pipeline. Go to this, check the output of this get metadata activity. Okay, output of this get metadata activity is false. Exists is false, right? We need to read this value from the output of this get metadata activity. Output exists. So if you go to if condition, you say activities expression activity. Here also we'll use this function pool control X functions pool. Use this dot exists. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You'll see. So see here it went to get until it is running, it went to first get metadata activity. The output of the gave false, right? Then what it get to if condition. So if false, where it should go to wait one, right? So here it wait for 10 seconds and again it will come back to until activity. So again it will come back to until activity and again until will run. So get metadata, it will go to get metadata activity again it will for if condition. This will run till when? Until it finds the file in the wherever folder we have created, right? In that folder it is checking input folder, it is check for that. So what we'll do is uh, what did we clear in this activity? Input data abc.csv, right? In input data, we'll put abc.csv. abc.csv open upload. So in the next run, this should find and see that that file is there and it should copy that file as per true. We'll see what will happen. Here it is conqueued. Is queued. Let it take some time. It will run. Queued means the activity itself is waiting. Maybe the integration runtime is busy with something else. Yeah, so this time set variable succeeded, right? That means it has get metadata activity. If condition it went to true and set variable has succeeded, then we'll see if the copy activity also succeeded or not. Then copy also has succeeded, means it has recognized that the abc.csv file is there in the source. Then it went to set variable, it has made it true. Then it went to copy data activity. Then it has copied the file also. We'll see that in folder. So after that it is end, right? So we are running this until activity until when the it will find the file only, or else it will be running until the file is there. So after the file is found, this activity will stop. That is what until while we define what is until the file is found, this will run. So we'll see whether it is there in the output folder or not. Oh, we will put it input only. Fine. Just a second. Container array input data only. In dummy folder we put the abc.csv. So here it came 955 just now. This has been copied. So we are using the until activity here. After this until activity is there, then the control will go. Here one thing is there, we can put this copy data activity in if condition also, or just put this set variable here, and we can put the same copy data activity after this until activity also. What will do, it will change the first, it will change the name of this variable, set variable, and then it will go to copy data activity and do this after until. That also we can do. We can put this in if condition also, or we can put in copy data activity after until also. When it is after true only, it will go to, when this activity is completed only, it will go forward. So we can put copy data activity here also. Say here the same copy data activity you can put here instead of in if condition also. The same way, after it checks for the file until the file is there, then it will go to copy data activity. Got it? So we have done this. What is the scenario? Check if the file is present in the folder location, then copy the file. If the file is not present, wait for 10 seconds and check in. It is going on checking whether the file is there in the folder or not. So that is what this until is used for. So here we also understood how this if condition is working, right? So here in if condition, we'll describe, we'll define what is the expression, whether the expression is, what is the expression, the output we are reading and defining it's true or not. The if we only in if only the expression should be output of this should be true or only false, because it will going to true or it is going to false. So that's how we are using this until, and we understood how to use if also, and we understood how to use this wait also. Any doubts, guys, in this flow or anything? Am I clear only, or if you have somewhere something, we'll discuss again? I mean, I can repeat if we are stuck with some logic or anything. Fine then. Okay, so this is our until activity. अरे यार इसको डिलीट कर दो. So we created until activity. With this, we check this scenario. Sorry, scenario also to check for a file location. Okay, then we have something called switch activity. Switch activity is similar to if condition only, but we'll have multiple things. So when I say switch activity, it is simple. When you go to activities, so what we'll do is here we'll read the output of some variable. Say we'll create a pipeline variable here, which name is file name. I'll say folder name. It is a string value only. Okay. So we created this variable here in switch activity. We'll read whatever is there in this variable folder name. Okay, okay. If then we'll create see, okay, we'll say what is the requirement. Requirement is on runtime, whatever the folder name is specified, the file should be copied to that folder. Okay. So whenever the pipeline is running, I'll specify the name of the folder. So the file should be copied to that folder. Simple as that. Okay, when you go here, what I'll do is I'll specify the folder name in this variable. Also parameter also. Okay, anything we can use this variable, or we can create a parameter also, and we can use this file. Okay, we'll use this in a parameter. Here it is string, default value is nothing. Create this, delete. Okay, we created a parameter where it will take the file name. In switch activity, what we'll do is delete this. We'll read this parameter value file name. Okay, the file name will come. We'll create a case such that the output folder one is a output folder one, add case output folder two, add case output folder three. Okay, so here we created three cases. What it will do, expression will read the value from this parameter. If the value is output folder 1, it will go to whatever we define in this output folder. Copy to that output folder, that will execute. Again, when if we give as the parameter value is output folder 2, when this expression will check that the value of the parameter is output folder 2, it will go to option this case, output folder 2 case. It will go here, and what will do, whatever you define here, that it will do. Okay, and again, whatever in output, if the value of this parameter file is output folder 3, it will go here and do this. We'll just check without copy folder also. We'll check what is happening here in output folder 1. I'll put a wait activity just to show wait activity. I put it for 10 seconds. Output folder 2, I'll put a wait activity for 20 seconds. And if it is output folder 3, I'll put a wait activity for 30 seconds. So here what I'll pass the value in the parameter. It will choose that and it will go and execute that one. We'll just see when we'll say publish. You say validate and debug. It'll ask for value. I'll say output folder 1. You can have any name on that case. Only thing is you're passing the value in that parameter, or this parameter is taking this value from previous some activity or whatever it is. Okay, so when you say okay, so it came to switch, then it will go to first case. So what happened here? Expression was output folder 1. It did not go to output folder 1. Output folder 1. out folder one. Parameter file name. Basically, it should go to the first wait activity, right? Or else we'll define something in default. Should wait for 60 seconds, 5 seconds. Sorry, here I put it as PUT output folder one, no? Then that's why there's a spelling mistake. That's why it was not picking the output folder one. Now we can try. Okay, let it get published. So I'll debug, I'll send as output folder one and I'll say okay. It should go to wait activity and go to 10 seconds because in output folder one we have defined it for 10 seconds. So it went to wait one, which is 10 seconds. Here the wait one is there in output folder one, right? So it went to wait one. So what it is same as our if condition activity, there only true or false is there. Here in the expression, we'll find out what the value is, and as per that value, we'll define what should happen. Here only I have given wait to differentiate for different cases. Here you can do anything. It should copy to folder, or in second case, you can say that it should delete that folder, or in the third one, you can say it should just wait, or anything you can have. So switch is nothing but you can have number of options for this expression. Whatever you are getting here, for that you can define multiple number of options what activity should be done. So inside this you can put anything. In case for case one, you can I just use wait activity, right? Here you can have so many like combination of activities. We'll take what we'll do is in real case scenarios, we'll take how all these activities can be put in one long pipeline so that we'll understand the combination of all these activities. Okay, then again, what we'll do is this is switch activity. So next we have filter activity. Okay, we'll create a variable here. Filter activity works only on arrays. So we'll create a variable which is of type array. I'll say filter array and we'll declare as array and put values in this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this filter array, I'll go to filter activity, go to settings and say what is the item. It is the filter array that I have to check. In condition, I'll check whether I have to check, I have to filter for values which are greater than 1. So for that I have inbuilt functions. I'll see a logical function which is say is greater. Returns true if first argument is greater than the second one. Okay, that's true. What we'll do? Okay, greater will use this parameter variable item. We'll compare this item to one. Okay, when we select this item here, it will compare each item of that array with one, and it says whether it is greater or not. Okay, so we'll say okay. When we run this, we'll delete these parameters, this pipeline, debug. So, the output of this filter activity it gave her 2, 3, 4, right? So whatever is greater than 1, it has filtered out and gave me 2, 3, 4. So the same way you can put any condition in this for this item. You have so many say you have four items in this array. So to filter out anything, you can define using the functions available here, and you can compare whether it is greater than or lesser than anything like that, and you can filter out the values that are coming out of this thing. Okay, that is how a filter activity works. Okay, so we get a new pipeline. So we have if we have some variable, say var2, which is an array, and I'll declare as 1 comma 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, then I'll use an append variable. So what append variable do is whatever we declare here, that value it will append to that previous variable, which is an array. So this also works on array only. So here we want to add 60. Okay, when I run this, the output is now I'll see variables. I'll read the value of this variable somewhere. Put value 60. Output it should show me as an array. So basically, whatever you give, it will add to this append. We'll use this in some use case scenario where we are using some string values of array or something in tomorrow's class. We'll do, because we generally don't use in append variable. What happens is when we are doing complicated data transformation or data cleaning, we'll go to Databricks and do. We'll not involve so much of complication in Data Factory here, because for our logic to build up, it will something uh, become more complication like this if condition and all we build. No, it will become more complicated inside if and all. So for that only, what we'll do is we'll move on to Databricks and build more complication stuff there. But Data Factory is also capable of handling our data cleaning and data transformation. So we'll learn all of this here also. So in next class, what I'll do is uh, uh, tomorrow morning on the community, on the group, what I'll share is I'll share a real-time scenario with all the activities what we have learned. Try to solve that real-time scenario, and I'll solve the same in the next class. I think that would be better, using the real-time activities to solve a real-time scenario. I'll put a real-time scenario how to achieve that. So using the same activities, build a pipeline, complete pipeline, so that that scenario is met. Okay, the requirement is met, and I'll do the same solution in the next class, so that we'll understand what are how we can use all those activities here. Okay, guys. So, anything to be repeated or explained in this class? Any doubts on this?
Like tomorrow when we have class in morning.
No, no, not tomorrow. We have on Monday only. Today Friday, no. So, what I'll do is morning I'll send a scenario. I'll
Okay.
share in the WhatsApp group, so that you can work on this tomorrow or day after tomorrow whenever you have time. Uh, on Monday I'll give the solution. I'll build and show you how it can be done. That scenario, how it can be solved, I'll show you. If you have any doubts, then only we can solve it.
Okay.
Okay. And
Shashank,
yes.
the scenario you will give, it is for individual activity or you are giving
No, no, I'll give a
combined?
scenario which will use all the activities.
Not able to understand. Like only one scenario you will give.
I'll give only one scenario or one
Okay.
requirement where you will get to use all the activities or maximum of the
Okay.
activities. So multiple activities you will use and build that pipeline, so that you will meet my requirement.
Okay. Can you give some of the individual active to practice so we will know to how to use individual activity like that scenario so it is easy
You
to understand and also we will able to remember that.
okay? I'll send it, Vishal.
Yeah, hi Shashank. Yeah,
Hi, Arnab.
yeah, yeah. I have a question. Like, in real time, this data factory, how much is being used? Because we have the Databricks as well, where we
Yes, yes,
Python. Yeah, tell me.
yes. You tell me. You attended my demo.
Yes, yes, I attended.
So what did I say in the demo about Data Factory? Where are
Yeah,
we using Data Factory?
data factories. I do not remember right now. So data factory used, but mostly, as you said, like the Databricks used in real time.
No, no, I did not say that. I said that Data Factory is mainly used for data ingestion purposes, and for pipeline scheduling and orchestration. So whenever you're here, you are using, you have scheduling, right? When I showed you the example, triggers and all, we have nice scheduling options. We can have multiple pipelines which are dependent on each other. We can schedule as per the time and all we can do, and we can do the monitoring also here easily for only for these pipelines, scheduling, monitoring, orchestration, and ingestion also. Ingestion means getting the data from source. When we have so many options on link services here,
Mhm.
here we are easily getting using these link services, right? Here we
Right.
don't use to give anything. Only we have to give server name and credentials, it will get it. But when you have to do the same thing via Databricks, you have to write the whole code, and you have to have the connectors installed in the Databricks Python connectors for that particular source. Only then it will work, right?
Okay.
So that's what, while we are going to understand, that's what I said on my demo also. Uh, Data Factory can do all the data cleaning and data transformation stuff, but most of that will not handle here. What we'll do is for ingestion purposes, for data scheduling and orchestration, we can monitor here every day when we run these pipelines, right? So monitoring will be easily here, easy here. On Databricks, when you're doing, when you're scheduling the jobs and all, and when we are building pipelines with multiple notebooks, it becomes so much complicated. You can't handle it there. So for orchestration, pipeline activities and doing this, getting data ingestion and all, we'll use Data Factory. For cleaning and transformations, Databricks works better. For that, we'll use that. But we have to understand and know what are all these activities, cleaning, how cleaning can be done in Data Factory, how transformation can be done in Data Factory also. Because even though in real time they're not using all of this in Data Factory, they'll definitely ask questions in the interviews.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And what I'll show you, the combination is here we'll have something called Databricks Notebook. So for data ingestion, what we'll use is we'll use copy data. Like I was getting data from storage account or SQLDB, right? The same way we'll use copy data and get the source from any of the source. Then what I'll do, I'll put this data in some sync some ADLS location. My storage account is there now. Here I'll put it in folder. Then in notebook, what I'll do in notebook, we'll go to Databricks, we'll explain. In Databricks notebook, what I'll do is I'll read the same data from this file, do all the data cleaning, data transformation stuff, and send it to wherever it is needed. Okay, then what is my advantage is here, whichever source I am getting this data from, for that I am easily using link services and getting the data. And for the scheduling and all, I'll use this trigger and or do that complicated scheduling stuff I can do, because I'll have multiple pipelines like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? I have so many pipelines. I'll have so many orchestration, like after 4, 5 should run, only after 5, 2 should run, or after 2 only 7 should run. Like this, so many conditions will be there. Those orchestration I can do easily in Azure Data Factory.
Okay. So
That will
what
build
we
here.
what we do with the Airflow? So the same thing we can do with ADF.
I don't know Airflow, bro.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, what all you do on Airflow, I don't know, but ADF, you will do orchestrations. See, ADF is capable of doing cleaning and transformations also, but Databricks can be used easily because Python coding itself is more flexible. Here, if you want to build complicated transformation, then it will become more complicated using the logic. There, simple PySpark code will easily transform your data in Databricks notebook. So we'll use Data Factory in Databricks in combination.
Okay.
In my organization also, we have all the data factory pipelines, in which Databricks is one of the activities. We can have multiple activities also. We'll have 3 or 4 notebooks placed here in a pipeline, so that we have dependencies on these pipelines. After this pipeline, other pipeline should run, or this pipeline should run only after pipeline number 2. It is like that, no? That would be very easy using ADF. And monitoring also, whatever went wrong. From here only in monitoring stuff, we'll see. See, here I can see debugged pipelines. No, here I'll see what happened, what is error. From here I can go to Databricks activity also. I can go to that notebook also, and I see what is error there. So that would be that, to use the advantages of both Data Factory and Databricks, we'll use both Data Factory and Databricks. Data Factory advantage is data ingestion, pipeline orchestration, and all. And Databricks advantage is handling large data and for transformations and cleaning. So we'll use both these in combination. Because if you want to get data in notebook, no, that coding stuff becomes more complicated, because you'll have a connector installed. If you're getting data from SQLDB, there is some JDBC connector also, it should be there. Then only you'll get the data. You have to give so much of code and all. Here it is very easy.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now.
Hi, Shashank.
Hi. Hi, Anil.
What we will do in real time scenario?
Where?
In
What?
job, in job, what we will do?
You build pipelines only.
Mm-hmm.
Your requirement is like you are having file here. You have to copy that file, make data cleaning, make data transformations, and post the file somewhere else. As a data engineering, you are only building pipelines.
Okay.
Everything is part of pipeline. Like I said in my first class, as a data engineer, the most important thing is You define is what is your source, what is your destination, and whatever is happening between your source and destination.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll be scenarios would be like the same thing we have discussed. There is a file in this location. Check when the file is there. Copy this file, do this transformations or put some filter activity in middle or anything. We'll define that, and again send the file to some other destination where some other guy will be using it. That other guy can be data analyst also who is putting it on Power BI, or he can be data scientist also who is taking the data to run his models, or some front end guy who is just taking the data and putting it on website. It can be anything. Our job is to build pipelines and maintain these pipelines, because uh, today if we have built some pipeline based on the source of data, say after 2 or 3 months, there may be some changes in the data coming from the source. And as per the changes, we have to again make changes to the pipelines and maintain it. Because this organization or that backend fellows or front end fellows, they'll make some data. Say today they have only 3 fields for address. We are getting 3 fields only for address. Tomorrow, they'll introduce landmark also along with address fields. Then again we'll make changes to our pipeline and again maintain it. So if the input is changing with one field, there will be so many changes in the entire pipeline. So that
Then data factory is enough. Why we are learning PySpark and that data breaks everything?
data factory is enough for what?
Building pipelines.
Yes, we have to do data transformations also, right? What just now I have said that for data cleaning and data transformations, PySpark is the best option. So for data factory, we'll use it for what? Only for data
Building
ingestion and
pipeline.
pipeline scheduling. So only pipeline scheduling means data cleaning and transformation will be part of the pipelines, bro.
Okay.
When I say source and destination, between source and destination, what you do is data cleaning and data transformation. For that, Databricks is the best option.
Okay.
Just to copy, we don't need anything. They'll only copy. They don't need data engineer just to copy data. They want data engineers to get data from multiple sources, and here in middle they want us to do data cleaning also, transformations also, aggregations also. All this they want us to perform. Then they want the end result. Got
Okay.
me?
Yeah.
Got me? So when we say source, the data will be some different sources. One source can be SQLDB. Parallelly, you have to get source from REST API also. Parallelly, you have some other source, say some AWS S3 bucket also. If you have 3 sources, you can't handle the same data ingestion. It will become very complicated if you are doing it via notebook. So via data factory is very easy, because we have already programmed link service and all. So we'll use data factory to get the data from sources, and inside our pipelines only we'll use whatever it is best. So if it is just moving, no, we'll use only data factory activities. If it is more complicated and if we want to use notebook activity, we'll use notebook activity as a part of this pipeline and process the data, and we'll send it to the destination, whatever the destination may be. They want the data in SQLDB, we'll send it to SQLDB. They want the data in some just storage location, we'll send it there. They want the data in some other PostgreSQL DB, we'll send it there. That is as per requirement. Our thing is to get the data, clean the data, transform the data, and send it to destination. As simple as that. So it will become more complicated in real-time scenarios. We'll slowly, after learning these pipeline activities, we'll see where there are multiple pipelines interdependent on each other. So when I say interdependent, I explain, right? So pipeline 2 should run after pipeline 1, or say pipeline 2 should run only when pipeline 1 succeeds. Those kind of interdependence will be there. So when I say pipeline, this pipeline in turn will have so many activities inside it, right? So that kind of complication, this pipeline monitoring and all, data factory, we can do it easily. In Databricks, it becomes tough. There we are writing code to process the data, like data transformations. You are combining 2 tables, you are combining 2 columns. That would be easy in Databricks. There we'll use that. But the whole of activities and all, if they're interdependent, that will become that is in data factory, it is easy. So we'll use that for that. We'll go forward and understand advantages of both these and why we are using in combination. Okay. Okay. More guys, more doubts, guys. Or else I'll stop it here. I'll send you the real-time scenario which will involve all these activities. Try building that. If if you are stuck somewhere due to lack of understanding, you can ping me. I'll help you on WhatsApp. But try to build out on your own. Uh, get the scenario right. I'll give the whole of the solution in the next class. First, we'll start with the solution and we'll move to the next topic. Okay, guys. Then good night
Okay.
for today.
Good night.
Okay, Sachin.
Okay, guys.